Hello, welcome to Review the Light. This is a video review of the Crelant 7G9 version 2. The 7G9 V2 is an upgrade of Crelant's previous 7G9. The V2 is pretty much the same. Mine's a slightly darker anodizing, slightly wider band of knurling here with a slightly deeper knurling, a slightly better grip, a little bit shorter than the version 1. One big mechanical difference is in the tail switches. In the V1, the tail switch was fairly difficult to press. It required a lot of travel before it would activate. In the V2, that has been addressed and fixed, so it's a lot more comfortable to use, which is a big plus. The other main advantage of the V2 is that it's been upgraded to the new Cree XML2 emitter from the old Cree XML. So it's got increased brightness and efficiency, which is always great. So to take a closer look at the 7G9 V2, if you haven't been familiar with the version 1, it's obviously a large light. You can see, even in my larger hands, it's pretty large. It runs off of three 18650 batteries, lithium-ion. You can see it's got a very large reflector here, smooth, very deep. If you're looking at it on the side, it's about this deep, so that's a lot of distance in the reflector. Large diameter, so this light is designed for throw. When I turn it on later, you'll see it's got a very good tight spot. The smooth reflector also just helps it maximize that throwing distance. You can see it's got the stainless steel crenellated bezel, helps protect the head in case of an impact. A lot of heat dissipation fins here, which is essential for a light like this, the high output light. You're going to want to be having a lot of output for a long time with all those batteries in there as well. So these heat dissipation fins increase the surface area, let it move the heat out quickly, which is essential for a light like this. And you can see the 7G9's got a lot of them. A little bit of knurling, like we mentioned here, helps you grip the body. We've got a few flat sections along the body here. We've got the 7G9 model number there, Crelant logo, info about the batteries it takes. And then here at the tail, you can see it's got these crenellations along the tail as well that allow you to set it down, and the tail switch doesn't protrude beyond those crenellations, so it can do a stable tail stand if you want it to. Each of those also has a hole in it for a lanyard. And then, as we mentioned, the mechanical switch here in the back. So the light is controlled completely by this switch. If you press it down about halfway, it has a momentary on feature, and it'll stay on until you release it. If you press it down all the way, it'll stay on until you press it again with the constant on. And you'll notice the beam here looks fairly bluish. That's just due to the white balance on my camera. And this is a very solid white, plain white in real life. As you can see here, I'll turn it on low so you can see it easier. It's got a very tight spot there, just a very tight circle of the hot spot that's very bright in the middle, and some dim spill around the edges, so it's a very throw-focused light. It's got three modes that you cycle through by pressing the rear tail switch. It's got a high, a medium, and a low. So it's pretty simple for the user interface there. I'll open it up. You can see the threads there are they're thick cut, but they're not anodized, so the light will still make electrical connection and turn on even if it's a little bit loose. To look inside the head, you can see the Crelant logo here. This ring is where the tops of the batteries make contact. So I'm using Cali's Customs 18650s, and they have pretty flat tops with it. It's very slightly raised. With this style of head, you're going to need at least a little bit of a raised edge on your batteries. If they're completely flat tops, they're not going to make electrical connection there. So button tops or else something like this, it just has the slightest amount of raised edge for the positive side of the battery is going to be necessary. So 18650 batteries. They are arranged like this, side by side in parallel with each other. And if we look down the barrel though, you'll see there's small springs for each one. There's no battery carrier or any plastic parts to break. They all just slip right in there really easily. Another thing I forgot to mention earlier, an upgrade from the 7G9 V1. My batteries were just a little bit tight for thicker batteries, and it seems like they have increased the diameter available for your batteries inside there. So that's been a good upgrade to the 7G9 V2. So this has been the video review of the Crelant 7G9 V2. Again, if you want to check out the full review with all the great beam shots, spectrum, output graphs, performance, and all that, check out the link in the description below. Thank you. Alright, welcome back to Review the Light. This is the outdoor showcase of the Crelant 7G9 version 2. We brought it out here to a rather dark area, and we're going to light some things up. So, as you've seen, it's got the 3 modes. It's got high, medium, and low. So we will just do it in high right now. So it's a little bit of a misty night, so you can see the beam really well. It won't go as far as it would, obviously, on a clear night, but I like the ability to see the beam shape. So this is the high mode, as you can see, illuminating some of the ground close by. And right now my camera's showing a fairly accurate picture of what the beam color is. Maybe it looks a little cooler than it does in real life, but it's fairly accurate. And moving away, so you can see we've got some tree trunks there in the distance, and some ones in the further distance here. We'll see if we can zoom in on those, give you a look at what you're seeing that far away over there. So we're pretty far away and still getting a good amount of light back there, as you can tell. I mean, at this point, you can see it in the video better than I can in real life, just for the lack of my eyesight. But you can tell it goes pretty far. It's definitely set for good focus, good throwing abilities with that large reflector. It focuses it into a small spot. So we'll light up some of the trees above us up here. And there is a little bit more spill than is obvious on the video, but it is mostly spot. And just so you can compare, that's the high mode, there's medium, and low. So, again, this has been the outdoor showcase of the Crelant 7G9 version 2. And if you want to see the full review, go ahead and check out the link in the description. Thanks.